you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. As always, if you're new here, hey girl, hey, how are you? And if you've been sticking around for a while, first of all, thank you. You get a hand clap. Thank you, and continue to stick with your girl, okay? So in today's video, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit, just kind of give some words of encouragement, because I think we all need words of encouragement. We all need to feel encouraged, right? So that's what this video is about. So let's hop into this video, okay? So I know we've been dealing with this whole pandemic thing, and yes, it is very, very depressing. But I feel like, I feel like it's a blessing, because before this pandemic, like, I feel like we were all super busy. Like, everybody was busy. Nobody had time to do anything. Like, people that have goals, were putting the goals on the back burner because, like I said, they didn't really have time. So I feel like with this pandemic, it's very important to kind of make use of it, right? Because for one, we don't know when it's going to be, or when we're going to get out of this situation. Like, we don't know how long it's going to last. So I feel like all those goals you've been putting on the back burner, on the back page, girl, bring it back up. Just come on. This is the time to work on your goals. This is the time to achieve those goals that you've been wanting to achieve, right? So think about it. When are you gonna have time, right? Like, when are you ever gonna have time? So majority of us, like myself, work from home, right? So I feel like all those goals I had in the past, like, or all the stuff that I wanted to work on but I didn't have time, or I thought I didn't have time, or whatever the case may be, I feel like I'm using this pandemic to kind of work on those goals. Like, for example, I've been having this YouTube channel for probably like maybe since 2016. I think I was a senior in college. Yeah, I was a senior in college when I created this channel, right? So I probably posted like 3 videos or whatever, and that was it. I graduated, got a job, and I never had time, I guess, to record video, or I told myself I didn't have time to record video. But since this pandemic, like, I've kind of used this time to just start creating more content, and just try to better myself as a content creator, but yeah, so I've been working on my YouTube goals, like, trying to create videos, trying to create content and post it and stay consistent, excuse me. But yeah, so I'm trying to take advantage of the time that I have now, right? So instead of just complaining like, oh my gosh, don't get me wrong, I do want this pandemic to be over with. Like, I'm over it, right? But until then, I'm gonna make use of the time that I do have. Like, I'm gonna make use of the time that I have, while I'm working from home. I don't have to spend an hour and a half in traffic, and that's both going and coming, sometimes 2 hours on my way home, right? So I'm gonna use those extra time that I have and just work on my goals. I kind of mentioned it in my last video when I was showing you all how I bleached the knots on my wig, on my closure. So I'm trying to I'm working on owning my own hair company, God's willing, because you can't really do anything without including God in it, because it doesn't work. Well, I'm a Christian, so that's what I believe in, right? So I'm gonna include God in it. So God's willing, fingers crossed, I'm working on owning my own hair company. So I'm testing out hairs from different vendors, and whichever vendor I like the most, that's who I'm gonna go with. So I'm trying to have my own business, right? So besides working my 9-to-5 job, I'm trying to have my own thing. I'm trying to have my own business. So if it wasn't for this pandemic, let me see, was I gonna have time to do what I'm doing now? Like, finding vendors and testing out hair and doing all the stuff I need to do to be able to create my business, right? Honestly, I don't think I would have time, because like I said, right? So going to work, it takes me like an hour and 10-15 minutes, right? And then coming home is like 2 hours. Could be worse on like if there's an accident or whatever on the road, right? But let's say I get home around like 6, almost 7, right? It's like, okay, I get home, you know, I have a son, so I pick him up from his daycare or whatever. When would I have time to do what I'm doing now? Like, I wouldn't, because first of all, I spend all day in traffic, basically. I spend all day in traffic, and then to come home, you know, have to be a mom and, you know, do what I have to do for myself and all that. Like, when would I have time to do stuff for my business? I feel like by using this time, right? Using this time to do what I need to do for my business or my YouTube channel or whatever, I feel like it's more beneficial than it would have been like a couple of months ago, pre-pandemic, right? So I feel like whatever your goals are, or whatever it is that you've been wanting to do for a while, but you've kind of been, you know, just flipping the page and just throwing it back there, I think you should really use this time to get it done, like, or at least start it, right? Even if you don't finish, just start it. Instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna wait till next year to have a business, or I'm gonna wait till next year to create a YouTube channel, right? Use this time. Like, honestly, use the time that you have now, right? Use the time and just see how it works out. If you use the time now and you kind of put yourself on a schedule, let's say if you get up work, okay, let's say when we start going back to work and you get up work at 6 or whatever, or if you come home by 6, start doing the stuff that you would do now, as far as if you want to create. I'm just gonna give an example, like YouTube videos, right? If you want, let's say if you want to create YouTube videos, so okay, you get home at 6. I feel like if you start practicing now, by the time, you know, everything is back like it was before, if it will ever get back to that, you'll kind of have a system going. You'll kind of have a routine in place, so that way you're not just starting off fresh. Like, you've been doing it for a while, so you kind of have a hang of it. So when we do go back to work, or when we do start doing things like we used to, you know, you'll already be well adjusted to it. So it won't be as frustrating as it would be if you didn't start now and you wait till everything goes back to being normal and then you try to start. I feel like that'll be a little bit more difficult. So I'm honestly, you guys, I'm really telling you, like, use this time. This pandemic it's like a blessing in disguise. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm ready for it to be over with. Like, I'm so tired of it. I'm over it, and I'm sure we're all over it, right? But just use the time you have now to work on yourself. If you need to work on yourself, to work on your business, to work on creating more content. If you want to do YouTube videos, just use this time. Use it wisely, honestly, because like I said, once everything go back to the way it was, we're not really gonna have time. Everybody's gonna go back to being, I'm busy, right? So just take advantage of it, man. Take advantage of it and just live your best pandemic life, okay? So you guys, that is it for this video. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, but that is it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.